Good morning. Welcome to Gordon-Rushville High School. At this time, please rise as members of the Gordon-Rushville High School Band play our national anthem. Please be seated and remain seated for the processional of the seniors. Seniors, please be seated. At this time, it is my pleasure to introduce the District 10 Board of Education President, Mr. Mark Kruger.
Thank you, Mr. Livingston. I'd like to welcome all the parents, the grandparents, family members, friends, teachers, and staff here on this day as we celebrate the graduating class of 2018. Can you hear me? Okay. Today I'd like to share a little bit about character. What is character? The Merriam-Webster Dictionary defines character as one of the attributes or features that make up and distinguish an individual. How does one measure character? Character is not measured by a score or a grade, but rather by qualities that identify who one is. Descriptive adjectives are often used to describe character. One may be trustworthy or untrustworthy, honest or dishonest, hardworking or lazy, grateful or ungrateful, patient or impatient, kind or cruel. A person's character defines who they are. Each of us develop our character over time. Parents teach young children to share, to take turns, to be nice to one another. Teachers guide students to be passionate about learning, be resourceful, and use discernment in understanding. Mr. Livingston asks the students to show kindness and respect. Coaches encourage dedication, effort, teamwork, and good sportsmanship. Employers expect initiative, diligence, and punctuality. Life experiences build character. Many say that a person of good character demonstrates traits of respect, responsibility, compassion, kindness, and trustworthiness. Why is good character so important? It is character that helps us to be successful. If you've used these inner qualities to guide you in your own achievements, you have used them to guide you in your own achievements in academics, in athletics, in fine arts, and in meeting individual goals. Character drives you to work harder, to be more successful, to be dedicated, creative, and decisive. Character builds endurance and boldness and faith. Character helps us to be patient, grateful, and more tolerant. Character builds leaders. Character is not always what is seen on the surface, but it is who we are inside. It guides us in making decisions. It helps us to do the right thing. How many of you have seen the image of an iceberg? When we picture an iceberg, we often think of what is seen on the surface. What really matters to a ship's captain is what's under the surface of the water when encountering an iceberg. Dr. Tim Elmore describes this in his book titled Habitudes, Images that Form Leadership, Habits, and Attitudes. I would like to share some of what Dr. Elmore says about leadership and character. The iceberg represents leadership. The 10% above the water is your skill. The 90% below the water is your character. It's what's below the surface that sinks the ship. Our character is the sum total of self-discipline, the ability to do what is right even when you don't feel like it, core values, principles you live by that enable you to take a moral stand, sense of identity, a realistic self-image based on your gifts and personality, emotional security, the capacity to be emotionally stable and consistent. Dr. Elmore goes on to state, your skill may get you to the top, but it's your character that keeps you there. If you don't have strong character, you will eventually sabotage your leadership. The bad news about iceberg is that it's what's below the surface that sinks a ship. When we have weak character, it will eventually damage our ability to lead. The good news about an iceberg is that it's what's below the surface that supports the tip of the iceberg. It's the same strong character that will hold you up strong and long enough to use your skills. I challenge each of you graduates to embrace strong character, to establish who you are, and embrace the opportunities in your future. To use those character traits to continue on your path to success. On behalf of the Gordon-Rushville Board of Education, I would like to congratulate the parents and the others who have supported these graduates through their years of education. And congratulations to each of you graduates on this milestone in your lives. Thank you.
One of my duties as high school principal is to introduce our speakers. Our commencement speakers are the top scholars in the senior class. The young men and women speaking today hold the distinction of maintaining a 4.0 grade point average. It is tradition that the valedictorians be given the opportunity to address their classmates and the public at today's ceremony. Today, our three valedictorians are Morgan Darnell, Rylan Hurd, and Jared Nelson. It is my pleasure now to introduce Gordon-Rushville High School's first valedictorian speaker, Ms. Morgan Darnell.
My mom told me a story about when I was about 10 to 11 months old, and she made a comment that she didn't want me to start walking because she was afraid I was growing up too fast. She didn't realize that my older brother had hurt her until she noticed that every time I tried to walk, he would push me down and say, "No, Mom said no walking." My perseverance overcame Cody's misunderstanding, and eventually I was able to learn how to walk and move on to the next challenge. Who knew that walking could be such a challenge in the future? But as I walked into a church service the other day, Dustin Looper said, "There are no bad hands, just bad card players." In the game of life, we're faced with challenges every day. Whether this challenge is getting over a loss of a loved one, an injury, or struggling financially, there's always a positive way to look at things. There are obstacles that people face every day that are completely out of our control. I've been diagnosed with OCD bone disease in my right knee and hip dysplasia in my right hip. I've undergone 7 orthopedic surgeries, which included a complete hip reconstruction to correct these defects. I've never broke a bone in my body, yet I've seen the inside of an OR room too many times. 2 weeks before my 3rd birthday, I entered my first rodeo. My pony decided that she didn't want to cooperate no matter how hard I kicked the saddle pad. My big brother came in and led me down the arena to complete my run. I was smiling and waving the whole way down the arena, not worrying about what task was ahead of me. When Cody realized this, he sure let me have it. I got my first lesson about focusing on the future and always planning one step ahead. I personally think that there's always more than one way to look at a situation. For example, after all my surgeries, I could have laid around feeling sorry for myself, but instead, I had friends and family that encouraged me to focus on the future instead of the present. Because of my friends and family, I was able to make it over these obstacles. They helped me realize that every day is a new day. Every morning that you get out of bed, you have the option to have a good day or a bad day. You can focus on the positives or the negatives. That choice is up to you. Nickelback has a song called "If Today Was Your Last Day." It talks about living for today. Be happy with what you have and have no regrets, because you never know when your last day will be. With all of my surgeries, I missed a lot of school. It would have been a lot easier to just let my grades fall to a B or C, but I set a goal at the end of my freshman year. After getting a 4.0 my freshman year, I realized that it was possible to keep that GPA. I think setting goals is one of the most important things in life. By setting goals, you motivate yourself to accomplish those goals and live up to your full potential. I would like to remind the underclassmen that it is never too early to start dreaming and setting goals. My parents have always said, dream big and work hard, and you can accomplish anything. After getting the phone call saying that I couldn't rodeo this season, it hit me really hard. Rodeo is a huge part of my life, and it's what I love to do. My brother Cody called that night that I received the news. He put things into a really good perspective for me. He explained to me that God's plan is like the ACT test. Although they say they're all the same, some tests are harder than others. Even though you get a lower score than someone, it doesn't mean that they're smarter than you. It just means that you were put in a different situation that was better fit for them. In the game of life, everyone is dealt a different hand. Some are easier than others, but it's not the cards that you receive, it's the way that you play them. When I was a sophomore, I read the book The Last Lecture by Randy Pausch. He was a college professor that was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. He was given just a few months to live, so he gave a lecture about living for the moment and making every second count. You never know when your last day will be, so be thankful for what you have and always find the positive outlook on life. Throughout my surgeries, I've been able to understand a different perspective in life. I've been able to strengthen my mental game and understand that there's more to life than just rodeo, or any sport at that matter. Be thankful of what you have, because everything happens for a reason. For my senior classmates, another one of my favorite quotes are, "You are only as good as your next run." We have finished our high school run, and we all have plans for bigger and better things. Whether we are going to the military, college, or joining the workforce, we all have the potential to do great things. Life is short, so live every day like your last. As I think back at what I've learned in high school that I can take with me into the next chapter of my life, is the importance of friends, not to procrastinate, to treat everyone with respect, and that we all have the freedom of choice, speech, and religion. With this knowledge, I know that I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Philippians 4:13. Thank you.
At this time, it is my pleasure to introduce Gordon-Rushville High School's second valedictorian speaker, Mr. Rylan Hurd.
Can you hear me all right? I'm hearing some yeses, okay. 12 years of school, starting in preschool, learning our ABCs and 1, 2, 3s, and ending in high school, where we turned those basics into some pretty ridiculous stuff, turning our ABCs into entire stories, and using our 1, 2, 3s to figure out the acceleration of a car going down a road at 60 miles an hour. Over the past 12 years, there have been many ups and downs, lefts and rights, tears and happy dances, and many other things. And what do we get at the end of it? A piece of paper and a handshake. Well, luckily, this piece of paper opens many horizons in which we can build our future. This piece of paper is what we strive to obtain at the end of high school. Well, for me personally, though, high school has been an adventure. Typically, on an adventure, the destination is the best part, because that's the reason we even go on an adventure in the first place, right? Well, in the adventure of high school, in my opinion, the destination isn't the best part. It's the process of reaching the destination, the journey itself. Yes, finally reaching the goal is amazing, but what's better is all of the wisdom, friends, and knowledge that I have to show for it. You know, I'm one of those weird oddballs that has been able to keep a 4.0 throughout all years of high school. all A's in all of my classes all 4 years. But I don't credit myself for it. To be quite honest, I credit where I'm standing to all the people in my life and to God. To start, there are my awesome kick-butt parents that have been supportive of me all 4 years, cheering me on in any endeavor that I took on, as well as my awesome friends that I always buy food for after school. Although only one of you would pay me back. You know who you are. I also have my amazing church family that rejoiced whenever I accomplished something and were always there for me when I needed it. I've also had countless other pals that I've known through extracurriculars and activities and classes. I give all of you the credit for my accomplishments. If I was allowed to, I would be able to look at each and every one of you and tell a story of how you've helped me in this high school adventure. And if you think I'm talking about you, I am. And as much as I'd love to do that, we all have graduation receptions to get to. The only reason that I'm standing up here talking today is because of the awesome support that you've all given me. If I hadn't had all of that, if I hadn't had all of you to help me, I probably wouldn't have tried so hard to keep my grades up. It's because all of you pushed me to do my greatest that I am standing here right now. So thank you. When I look back at my 4 years in high school and think of the saying, high school is the best 4 years of your life, it has been. But it shouldn't stop there. If you let high school remain the best 4 years of your life, then you're cutting yourself short. The goal should be to make every year better than the previous. That's going to be my goal, and I hope that the rest of my fellow classmates strive for that same goal. But it is up to all of you to make that happen. Now, many of us have friends and families to support us, and if we don't, then one day we will. So we have no excuse. I hope that we all keep in touch and that we can swap stories of what our lives are like. To the people that I've spent the past 4 years of my life with, I'll miss you all very much. And I hope that this isn't goodbye, but it's a see you later. Farewell, goodbye, and I wish you the best of luck.
At this time, please join me in welcoming Gordon-Rushville High School's third valedictorian speaker, Mr. Jared Nelson.
Good morning, everybody. Thanks for being here. Seniors, congratulations. We finally made it. We made it to the day that we all thought would never come. Even though we didn't believe our parents when they told us high school would be a blur, here we are graduating and thinking the same thing. We've gone through a lot. 4 years of not getting enough sleep, nonstop drama, and enough homework, you could construct a building. We've also had a few lapses in judgment and complained a lot. Although high school isn't all glorious, I have made memories from here that I will never forget. I would like to talk about all my favorite memories and people that I'll never forget, but then my speech would be way too long. So instead, I'm going to read a quote that was told to me by my 6th grade teacher, Casey Walker. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, and fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We were born to manifest the glory of God that is within us. It is not just in some of us, it's in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. This quote has been stuck in my head ever since the day it was read to me, and I think it was important enough that I wanted to share it with you. So what does it mean? It says, our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. We're not afraid of failure. We're afraid that the things we can accomplish are incredible. We are afraid to be labeled a try-hard. We're afraid that we're not going to be cool. It's not cool to try our best, because cool people don't care about things, right? In the world we live in, it's too easy and too common to be mediocre. If you're sitting in your seat thinking that you can't do incredible things, why? Who are you not to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, and fabulous? All of us are capable of achieving great things. We know we are capable, yet we shy away from greatness. We don't put in all the hard work we need to, because why? Are we afraid that our being great will make others more comfortable? Are we afraid that our not being great will make others more comfortable around us? Are we afraid of not being cool? Are we afraid to get made of for not trying or for trying? When we are liberated from our own fear, we automatically liberate others. If you don't listen to the people who belittle you for doing your best and you become the best version of yourself, then you will already be helping others become the best version of themselves. So today, I'm challenging all of the seniors going off to college and to work to not shrink into the darkness and let your fear control the person that you become. Let your light shine so that you can make a difference in the world.
At this time, Mrs. Retzloff and Mrs. Goranson will present the Class Scholarship Awards.
Good morning. We would like to begin by recognizing the following students who are members of the National Honor Society. The National Honor Society is a select group of students who have been selected based on their scholarship, leadership, character, and service. The following seniors are members in good standing of the Gordon-Rushville chapter of National Honor Society. They are distinguished by their white stoles worn on their robes. Will the students and their parents please rise as we call your names? And please hold your applause until all names have been announced. Darren Archibald, Quinn Child, Morgan Darnell, Cade Fisher, Rylan Hurd, Morgan Hurlbert, Brady Kersey, Jesse Moss, Jared Nelson, and Devin Tinsvold.
You may be seated. This year, Gordon-Rushville High School has 42 graduates who will be attending a post-secondary institution and 5 that are pursuing other endeavors. We would like to recognize the recipient of our postgraduate scholarship. Lane Meeks has received the Ed and Marion Holstein Postgraduate Scholarship. Would Lane please stand to be recognized if you are in attendance? Okay.
Will the seniors who are receiving scholarships now please come to the stage? We ask that you refer to your program for the students' individual scholarships and awards. And we would like to thank our communities for their generous scholarship gifts and ask that you please continue your support in the years to come. Rylan Hurd, Darren Archibald, Cheyenne Bauer, Trace Bagan, Brock Blackcalf, Brady Bolander, Alice Budd, Corby Campbell, Morgan Darnell, Slade Denton, Logan Dexter, Tate Eichenberger, Cade Fisher, Lachlan Fuller, Zane Hamilton, Blake Henry, Bailey Hutz, Morgan Hurlbert, Gio Janice, Clayton Johns, Matthew Johnson, Sherry Kaplan, Brady Kersey, Lindsay Livingston, Ian Ming, Jesse Moss, Dennis Mulcahy, Jared Nelson, Kylie Peters, Jordan Plentywounds, Delyn Rodriguez, Olivia Saar, Jonathan Scher, Ben Smith, Devin Tinsvold, and Michael Tinsvold. Let's all give them a round of applause.
At this time, we would like to recognize students in the top 10% of their senior class. Would Morgan Darnell, Rylan Hurd, Jared Nelson, Darren Archibald, Clayton Johns, and Jesse Moss come to the stage? As each of these students are recognized, we would like their parents to stand. Jesse Moss ranks 4th in his class with a grade point average of 3.806. Jesse is the son of Lance and Copper Moss. Clayton Johns ranks 3rd in his class with a grade point average of 3.859. Clay is the son of Tina and Casey Hilliker. Darren Archibald ranks 2nd in his class with a grade point average of 3.984. Darren is the son of Alton and Bobby Archibald. Gordon-Rushville High School's 2018 valedictorians are Morgan Darnell, Rylan Hurd, and Jared Nelson. They all rank 1st of 47 students with a grade point average of a 4.0. Morgan is the daughter of Buddy and Stacy Darnell. Rylan is the son of Jason and Laura Hurd. And Jared is the son of Joel and Angela Nelson. Please join us one more time in celebrating their success.
For your enjoyment, we will now have the senior class slideshow created by the video editing class.
I hope the days come easy and the moments pass slow, and each road leads you where you wanna go. And if you're faced with a choice and you have to choose, I hope you choose the one that means the most to you. And if one door opens to another door closed, I hope you keep on walking till you find the window. If it's cold outside, show the world the warmth of your smile. But more than anything, more than anything, my wish for you is that this life becomes all that you want it to. Your dreams stay big, your worries stay small. You never need to carry more than you can hold. And while you're out there getting where you're getting to, I hope you know somebody loves you and wants the same things too. Yeah, this is my wish.
Sunday shoes, cap and gown, the whole town gathered around.
Waited 18 years, now it's all coming down to this. I scan the crowd and it fills my soul. My best friends all here in rows. No turning back, now it's time to walk that line. This tassel is gonna turn, but when the moment passes by, we'll just walk away, then slowly grow apart. But I'm not gonna cry, no. Not one sad or happy tear. I've waited my whole life. Now I'm gonna fly right out of here. It's a bittersweet goodbye, but I'm not gonna cry. Look at this photograph. Every time I do, it makes me laugh. How did our eyes get so red? Elton Joey said, this is where I grew up. I think the president fixed it up. I never knew we ever went without. The second floor is hot for sneaking out. And this is where I went to school. Most of the time had better things to do. Criminal record says I've broken twice. I must have done it half a dozen times. I wonder if it's too late. Should I go back and try to graduate? Life's better now than it was back then. If I was them, I wouldn't let me in. Oh God, every memory of looking out the back door. I have a photo album spread out on my bedroom floor. It's hard to say it, time to say it. Goodbye, goodbye. Every memory of walking out the front door. I found the photo of the friend that I was looking for. It's hard to say it, time to say it. Goodbye, goodbye.
Wind blowing on my face, sidewalk flying beneath my bike. A 5-year-old's first taste of what freedom's really like. He was running right beside me, his hand holding on the seat. I took a deep breath and hollered as I headed for the street. You can let go now, Daddy. You can let go. Oh, I think I'm ready to do this on my own. It's still a little bit scary, but I want you to know I'll be okay now, Daddy. You can let go. I was standing at the altar between the two loves of my life. To one I've been a daughter, to one I soon would be a wife. When the preacher asked who gives this woman, Daddy's eyes filled up with tears. He kept holding tightly to my arm till I whispered in his ear, you can let go now, Daddy. You can let go. Oh, I think I'm ready to do this on my own. It still feels a little bit scary, but I want you to know I'll be okay now, Daddy. You can let
She was staring out the window of their SUV, complaining, saying I can't wait to turn 18. She said I'll make my own money and I'll make my own rules. Mama put the car in park out there in front of the school, and she kissed her head and said I was just like you. You're gonna miss this, you're gonna want this back, you're gonna wish these days hadn't gone by so fast. These are some good times, so take a good look around. You may not know it now, but you're gonna miss this.
This is where the chapter ends, a new one now begins. Time has come for letting go. The hardest part is when you know all of these years when we were here are ending. But I'll always remember we have had the time of our lives, and now the pages turn, the stories we will write. We have had the time of our lives, and I will not forget the faces left behind. It's hard to walk away from the best of days, but if it has to end, I'm glad you have been my friend in the time of our lives.
I am unwritten, can't read my mind. I'm undefined, I'm just beginning. The pen's in my hand, ending unplanned. Staring at the blank page before you, open up the dirty window, let the sun illuminate the words that you could not find. Reaching for something in the distance, so close you can almost taste it. Release your inhibition, feel the rain on your skin. No one else can feel it for you, only you can let it in. No one else can speak the words on your lips. Treat yourself in words unspoken, live your life with arms wide open. Today is where your book begins, the rest is still unwritten. Yeah, I break tradition, but sometimes my tries are outside the line. We've been
Members of the senior class, please rise. Ms. Liggett and Mr. Kruger, as Superintendent of Schools and President of the Board of Education, you are the representatives of the Gordon-Rushville Public Schools District Number 10. I therefore declare to you that the members of this class have met the requirements for graduation prescribed by the State of Nebraska, Rule 10, and the Gordon-Rushville Public Schools Board of Education policies. It is now my privilege to present to you, for the acknowledgement of the completion of those stated requirements by the presentation of a diploma, the Gordon-Rushville High School class of 2018. Seniors, you may be seated. The graduates will be presented in alphabetical order, with our first graduate, Rylan Hurd, who is the senior class president. Rylan will then remain on the stage to lead his classmates in turning their tassels, acknowledging the completion of their high school careers. The first row would please stand. Rylan Wesley Thomas Hurd. Rhett Michael Andrews. Darren Robert Archibald. Cheyenne Lee Bauer. Trace Edward Bullock Bagan. Brock Marl Blackcalf. Brady McGahee Bolander. Alice Christine Budd. Corby Edwin Campbell. Harley J. Carr. Quinn Jacob Child. Katie Lynn Derringer. Morgan Marie Darnell. Max A. Deckert. Slade Lewis Denton. Logan John Dexter. Tate Eichenberger. Cade Allen Fisher. Lachlan Elizabeth Fuller. Marcus John Greenemeyer. Zane Reed Hamilton. Blake Linnaeus Henry. Caleb Lucas Hilliker. Bailey Jade Hutz. Second row, please stand. Morgan Wesley Holbert. Giovanni Thane Janice. Clayton Robert Johns. Matthew Wesley Johnson. Sherry K. Kaplan. Brady Christian Kersey. Lindsay Ray Livingston. Ian Albert Mang. Jesse Kale Moss. Dennis Patrick Mulcahy. Jared A. Nelson. Kylie Peters. Jordan Shea Pluntywounds. Andre S. Pushkinov. Delyn Marie Rodriguez. Tim Sassy. Olivia Macy Sauer. Jonathan M. Scherer. Benjamin Joseph Smith. Devin LaRon Tinsvold. Michael J. Tinsvold. Joshua Lloyd Wagner. Sarah Whiteface. Congratulations to all of the seniors. Due to the weather, following the ceremonies after the recessional, if you would please remain seated, the graduates will then come back into the gym and we'll have our receiving line up in front of the stage here. So just please remain seated after the recessional. Our final speaker today follows the tradition of allowing the senior class president to give a farewell message to the graduating class and all gathered here to celebrate this day. Ladies and gentlemen, I present the senior class president, Mr. Rylan Hurd.
Well, before I get talking, I wanted to kind of go off script a little bit. And I wanted to throw out a thank you to two teachers that are retiring this year, Mrs. Retzloff and Mr. Conroy. They've both been teaching for a very long time, and they've made an impact on many of our lives and many lives before us. And it'll be sad to see them go, but I just wanted to say thank you, I guess, on behalf of the student body to them for everything they've done for us. So. And now for a farewell. So thank you all very much for coming today and supporting all of us graduates on surviving childhood. Now we face a much bigger challenge, adulthood. But no matter where we go and no matter what happens, we will all do great things. It may be easy to make fun of what I say, but if all of us truly put our minds to the task in which we are given, then we can make an impact on this world. A task is only impossible if you give up. The men and women that achieved the impossible had one thing in common. They never gave up. I hope and pray that we all become like that we don't know when to give up and in turn do the impossible. It's finally time to go out and change the world by doing the impossible. Good luck to all of you.
Gordon-Rushville High School 2018 graduates, please stand.